So, today, using a recycled canvas, this is painting someone started a while back, and the artist just didn't like it, didn't want to keep going with the thing, so she gave me this canvas and a bunch of other ones, thankfully. Thank you, Elaine, you're awesome. Um, but today, welcome to my messy corner. This is where I do all my art. This is where I've done all these paintings. Welcome to How You're Not Supposed to Paint by Ezekiel Schmidt. Because I don't know, there are so many good things that you can learn from art tutorials and things that you can learn and cool stuff. But when you follow certain rules, everything that you make will be determined by those rules. So, you'll never make anything surprising out of those rules, because everything that's in those rules has probably already been done. Because people have fucking been making paintings since even before history. So, it's good to read that stuff, good to know what you're working with, good to learn all the rules so that way you can break them. Never mind my pile of junk in here. I don't know where most of my brushes went for the big ones. I'll just... No. Let's see, I got junk all over here. I am not the most organized artist because I don't care to be. And yes, I am listening to the Hungarian Dance by Brahms, I think. Performed by Isaac Stern and I can't remember some orchestra. But I really like this music, it gets me going. I'm also trying to learn violin, not trying. I am learning violin currently. So, I am trying to surround myself with amazing violin music. I know there's probably suggestions that people will have. Thank you for your suggestions. I'm not going to listen to them because there's already too much music and too much stuff people suggesting to me all the time. And I just don't even listen to it because at this point I don't really care what other people are interested in. I am interested in learning about what I'm interested in. Some people don't like these like really thick lines that get left behind. I actually do. To me it adds texture. It makes it fucking real. Makes it look like a painting instead of someone printing off something onto a piece of paper, putting it under a frame, and then being like, oh yeah, this is art that I bought. When really they just downloaded it and stole it. Which happens from time to time. So essentially what I'm doing today is just laying down the groundwork for that. If you watch the other videos and stuff, put this down so we can lean and look and talk. With the three figures, the one in the back and the two to the side. But for right now, I want to just get layers down, have a talk with y'all, and just have fun, move and paint around. So, on the bottom, we're gonna add some crimson red and work that into it. Want it to have kind of a warmish tone at the bottom and kind of coming out a little brown, but that's perfectly alright because I just want it to be a little bit there, just a little so. the symbolism behind this is I'm going to put blue at the top. I want there to be kind of a duality of heat and cold. Because first I'm going to put in, first we have the single element of the black, the void, which all things are birthed from. That's why I really like black. If you notice, a lot of my paintings have black as the background, because I like to think of my work as being created from the void, kind of like in many, in some religious traditions, God creates ex nihilo, or out of nothing, and that's how I like to think of it. I like to think of what I'm doing is creating something out of nothing, pulling something into existence that was never there. So we start with the black, we start with the void. We start with that so that way we can bring in, man, this thing is dirty. After the void comes the first swirling consciousness. So I want that to be symbolized by blue coming from above. And then we have the warmth of the earth underneath. Nakuth. Underneath. So we have the firmament, the earth, and the formless void. Can't see the stupid light. Hopefully y'all can see still, because I couldn't see with the other one before. I like to lay my paint on thick, if you can't tell. Just like I lay on my personality. Heck. Unfortunately, this Artist Loft stuff is very liquidy. I don't go in buying those expensive paints because I know that all things are fleeting and everything will decay at a certain rate, and that eventually my work will be gone no matter what I do, even if I try to archive it in the most amazing, pristine way. But what I make is mostly for me and for other people to, you know, experience, but I make it for me because I know most likely this is going to just stay at my house because I like a lot of my work and I don't want to sell a lot of my work. So I use the stuff that will not make me go broke, and I don't use oil because I love the way oil looks. I think it's amazing. I think oil painters are the most patient people I've ever met. I think that working on one painting for like a year or whatever, you know, just as it slowly fucking dries, that takes a lot of patience. A lot of patience I'm not willing to put in. I don't have a lot of time. So I do this. I use acrylics. I use cheap acrylics because life is fleeting and sometimes something done not well is better than nothing done at all. Which I find a little concerning because from what I have experienced in life, and obviously that's a very small experience, but because of that experience, I have noticed that not everyone is willing to even just fail. Not willing to do something even if they know they're gonna fail. People don't like doing things they know they're gonna not be good at. But that's the thing. You're not good at anything when you first start. If you are, you're a 1 in a billion chance. Good for you. But the rest of us aren't like that. It takes work. A lot of what I've seen, I hate the word talent. Because a lot of my friends are amazingly skilled artists. And people are like, wow, you're so talented. No. Those motherfuckers put in decades of work. Decades of spending hours practicing, learning new techniques and all that stuff. Learning those skills and practicing so that way their consciousness syncs up with their bodily movements to where they can execute. Because it takes practice in order to build that mind-body connection. And if you don't practice, you won't get it. It's not a talent. It's a desire. The people that I know that are the greatest artists that I know that are probably some of the most lust for life people that I know. Not in the sense of being hedonistic and pleasureful, but their desire to be a creator outweighs the rest of their life. Their desire to create things of beauty, things of meaning, things that impact other people, that outweighs the rest of their life. Their mission is to create those things. So they don't spend their time watching TV. They don't spend their time fucking hanging out with friends at bars. They don't waste their time eating fast food. They don't have time for that shit. They maybe eat once a day. Some of these people, because like, shit, man. They be working. Godspeed to them. I'm trying to do what I can with what little time I have during the day. But it takes practice. It takes effort. It takes work. It takes failure. It takes a lot of failure. It takes a lot of making shit art. Like garbage art. But after 1,000 lessons in creating garbage, you learned 1,000 things of what not to do. You can apply that to whatever you do next. And you might not necessarily know what to do, but you will know what to not do. And that's more important than knowing what to do. Because some people know what to do, they do that, and they do the thing they shouldn't have done and undo all their work. But the people that know what to not do, they might not necessarily have a clear idea in their head of where they're going or what they're doing, but they know they won't do these certain things. And that's what's going to keep them healthy in life. Willpower is built. Willpower is built by doing things that you don't want to do. And it's not doing things that are like, say like you start working out and then you start liking that working out. And you're like, oh, well, I put on extra sets. I worked out to failure. That's not going to grow the part of your brain that controls willpower. Recently on the Huberman podcast with David Goggins, he was talking about, I think it was the anterior something cortex. There's a part of the brain, I need to look up the specific term, that has been correlated to willpower. And the growth of that is apparently stimulated by doing things that you don't want to do. Things that you really hate doing. So, you have to find something that you hate doing and do that. But if you start liking it, even if it still takes effort, if you like that effort, it won't grow that part of your willpower. You have to do things that you don't want to do. You have to be putting yourself in uncomfortable situations, survive it, and come out. And then your brain will be like, oh yeah, cool, we can do this. And it puts, I guess, more, oh, I love this song. Fiddler on the Roof. So this is just what I've been thinking about today. As Happy Mars Day, by the way. A day for the aggressive side of life. Willpower must be grown, and it's the only way to do it is through the shitty stuff, the stuff that sucks, the stuff that you don't like doing. For me, it's heights. So this year, this summer, I mean, because like right now it's a little pressed for time. I will have more time in the summer for a lot of things, but I'm going to do things that push my limits for my fear of heights. I really don't like heights. I'm not fond of them. It gives me vertigo. So that means that's something within me that I need to conquer. Because I love the mountains. I love the views. It's so beautiful. But that intense feeling of panic and vertigo that's got to go. Yeah, by the way, I can't see any of the chat if anybody's in here. So, what's up? Hopefully it's there. Yeah, thank you for coming and hanging out and watching paint dry while I talk. Now, if you had any place to go in the world, where would you go? Where would you go? You know where I'm gonna go? You really want to know? I'm gonna go to Spain. I'm gonna go to Egypt. I'm going to India. I'm going to Italy, specifically Rome. I'm going to Greece. I'm going to Russia. And I'm going to Brazil. Why? Because I want to. And that's the thing, I've noticed a lot of people talk about what they want to do, and they don't do anything. They don't even make the first steps. So for me, the first steps, paint. Paint. Sell the painting. Get that money. Buy a ticket. Leave. And it's time for me to go. Well, I hope y'all had an awesome, fun time with me. Thank you for watching paint dry with me. You're so cool. I love these lines. Yeah, I'll probably be doing this tomorrow. Got some shit to take care of, but most likely we'll be painting. So, deuces.